What's going on, guys? It's Mighty, and in today's video I want to talk about one of the pads that I've been enjoying a lot recently. This is of course the Musashi X Strahfe Void. This is a control based pad, and even though I do like faster pads, more speed pads, glass pads, or something around the Artisan Raiden speed for cloth, I did enjoy this pad a lot. That is, I enjoyed it much more after I got a whole new set of skates for my mice. I got the X-Ray Pad Jade skates and put them on 3 of my mice, these 2 in particular that I've been using, and I've been loving these a lot on this control pad. Even though this is a slower base pad, something around the speed of a GSR SC or GSR2, these are still very fast and there's very little friction. These are the full skates, and these are the dots in the corners. This pad feels amazing with them, and before I was trying to use my slower Obsidian skates, and they just did not feel fast enough for this pad. Then I swapped over to core pads, and they're also pretty fast, but just as well not fast enough for me on this pad. I need basically the fastest skates to use on any cloth pad or glass pad for the matter to use on this pad to make it fun and playable for me. But after I did swap to these about half a week ago, I did swap last Saturday, and I've basically been using this pad for a week now, and these made the pad a whole lot more fun to use. I've been maining the finals for the last few days, and this made the tracking in that game feel exceptional. Now talking about the actual surface of the pad, this pad is very smooth. It's not quite the smoothness of an Artisan Raiden, both mid and X soft, but it is very smooth. There's basically no surface texture. It's very usable with my hand. I used it without a sleeve for a few days and I didn't hate it, which is the first time I can say that for a mouse pad over the last few months, ever since I got a sleeve. One thing that did kind of piss me off about this pad and what I don't really like is their approach to a base. This base is very unique from the pads that I have. It's more of a cloth rubbery texture than the normal rubber that you'd find on something like an X-Ray pad or a GameSense pad. So this pad, it can definitely move on my desk, and it doesn't grip nearly as much as a basic rubber cloth pad would. So that's one of the things to keep in mind. But in normal play, even when I move it around or I'm doing big swipes, it does not move on my desk, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Also, this is the biggest horizontal width pad I have. It's 530 by 440. So if you do still want a rectangular pad that is close to the size of a full 500 by 500, I think this is the pad for you. I have a lot of horizontal room and enough vertical room so that when I am using my mouse at the top of the pad and basically my full forearm on my desk, I have no problem and my mouse never comes off the top of the pad like it would with something like a SkyPad. The stitching as well on this pad is very nice. On the sides, these feel like they're going underneath the edge. I don't know if they're surface level, but they are very high quality stitching. I don't have any catching, and they just feel amazing to play on, and they don't get in the way of the mouse. So stitching wouldn't be a problem on this pad. Now comparing this to something around the same speed, both a little bit slower, and what I'd say is a little bit faster. First off, we have the slowest pad I own, and what I'd consider to be the slowest pad I am able to use. This is the GameSense Radar in the blue version. This pad does have more texture than the Void, and it is as well far slower It doesn't have as much glide as this pad, and it doesn't as well feel that good to play on. This pad catches a lot more on sleeves, so I've used it very little since I got it in the middle of October. It's basically been at my friend's house the entire time since he does like slower pads. The next pad I'm comparing this against is my custom Aqua Control Plus. And this pad I would consider to be a little bit faster than the Musashi Strahfe. But the texture on this pad just really isn't ideal for me. It's very sandpapery like, and I'd consider this abrasive for my standards. It's overall not very fun to play on. So out of these two pads, this one, the Aqua Control Plus, and the Radar, I'd consider this to be my favorite slow pad that I've tried and that I own. I have tried a Saturn Pro in the past, and I did enjoy that a lot. I don't own one, so I'm not able to give it a fair band for band comparison between this and the Saturn. But until then, see you guys later. Peace.